Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In 2009, YSL dropped a fragrance that would go on to be one of the most iconic men's fragrances of all time. And that is La Nuit de L'homme. Today we're going to be doing a buying guide going over some of the flankers in this line. It is the Night of the Man inspired by the strength of man. We're gonna go ahead and start off talking about the eau de toilette, the very iconic eau de toilette with notes of cardamom and lavender. That's what it's really known for. It's that very iconic, sensual combo that nobody can resist with bergamot and vetiver and caraway. There's so many flankers in this line. We're gonna be doing a side-by-side comparison to see which one is best. So La Nuit de L'homme opens. Oh yes. Just yes, even 15 years later, this fragrance just works so well. It's still so undeniable. It's impressive but intimate and sensual. You get this creamy lavender and cardamom combination. It smells like a man that knows what he wants and is not afraid to do what he has to do to get it. Very dominating. I think that's why women just swoon for this fragrance. It's dominant, but elegant and opulent at the same time. It is a lady killer. A little bit woody, but truly the center stage and star of this perfume is that lavender and cardamom, contrasted with a really nice, sweet, bright bergamot citrus. It is alluring and oh so confident. Wear it for the nighttime, for a date night. You will get endless attention from everyone around you. Everyone is going to smell it and they're going to be drawn to you. It is so, and it's a lady killer, guys. Panty dropper, baby maker, whatever you want to call it. There's not a woman on the planet that doesn't like this fragrance. And it's so affordable today on the discounters. I will say that the performance is pretty light, and that has always been the main complaint of La Nuit de L'homme is the lighter performance. It is not the longest lasting fragrance, but because it is so affordable on discounters, just spray more. Overspray. It's still worth having in your collection. Like, it's still so iconic, and you can find these fragrances over on Max Aroma. This is where I bought most of the flankers that I'm going to be talking about today. Oh, I can't stop smelling it. That's how you know it's so good. Like, when you literally, someone needs to pry this test strip away from me to move on in this video. Oh my gosh. But now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the 2010 flanker release, Les Parfums, in this all black bottle. So this is going to be a bit of a different and new take on this DNA. There is no cardamom in here, which is very interesting, but they do add pepper and anise with lavender, that French labdanum with vanilla and some fruity notes. So this immediately opens way more aromatic than the eau de toilette with more depth. That anise note is really what's taking place of the cardamom in this scent. It feels way more spicy and it kind of gives it a feisty character to the scent. It definitely has a darker attitude. There's a lot of pepper here. Darker and a bit more grown up and mature feeling, but not like in a stuffy old man way. I don't really get anything fruity in here, but this fragrance definitely packs a punch. Definitely dark like the bottle. Another amazing nighttime, date night scent that's going to be stronger and more of an in-your-face type of presence. This is very bold. Still very sexy, but in a different way than the eau de toilette. But you can feel the relation between the two. This one almost even comes off a bit balsamic, very underrated. Kind of feels like a blast from the past, but modern and very manly. La Nuit de L'homme, Les Parfums. So fast forward to 2019, where we got La Nuit de L'homme Eau de Parfum. And this added grapefruit to that lavender and cardamom heart, along with a little bit of leather, clary sage, tonka bean, and sandalwood. I love this. You get that nice clary sage right from the get-go, but there's something so creamy about this perfume. It's not like a citric, tart, zesty grapefruit. It's truly smooth and creamy. Wow. And it almost feels kind of like professional in a way. It's an interesting like combination, like sexy, but also professional. This is like a Mr. Grey type of fragrance, like the fragrance you want to wear if you want to be the heartthrob of the office, but you can still wear it in other circumstances as well. I love the way the Clary Sage is done in the Eau de Parfum. It's kind of like a fresher version of the last two. The tongue bean adds a bit of sweetness. It's kind of more on par with men's designer fragrances today. I don't really get a ton of leather with this fragrance, maybe like a very light suede way in the background. It's definitely fresher than what you would picture when you hear those notes, and it really doesn't match the color of the bottle either, but really nice. CEO vibes, very attractive, very sexy. And a more modern take on this DNA that is also going to be stronger and longer lasting. So the last flanker that we're going to be talking about is La Nuit de L'homme Bleu Electrique, and this was launched in 2021 during the pandemic, but it has already been discontinued in the United States. You can find this overseas. I got my bottle at a duty-free somewhere in the world. I don't really remember where, but I do see it everywhere I go when I'm traveling to like Europe or to Dubai, the Middle East. So it is still available. Next time you're in duty free, get it there. I would not recommend overpaying for this on eBay. So this is gonna feel more closer related to that original La Nuit de L'homme DNA, but with a bit of ginger, which I love, you guys. I love the way the ginger is done in Bleu Electrique. This is incredible. It's kind of like a revived version of the Eau de Toilette. The ginger is just so bright and creamy and uplifting, but zesty and electric feeling at the same time. And it has geranium as well, with a little bit of cedar and vetiver. The heart and soul of the OG Eau de Toilette. It is so incredibly good. It's not quite as sensual as the Eau de Toilette. There's just something incredibly special about the Eau de Toilette that no other flanker can match. It's kind of hard to explain, but Bleu Electrique for me is going to be a very close second. Undeniably good and so worth owning if you can find it. Just an amazing, amazing fragrance line. And now we're gonna talk about my favorites in order. So, of course, I had to give this some thought, but my number one spot, I have to give it to the Eau de Toilette. I have to. For the scent and for the price, it is the absolute best. And I know the performance is not amazing on this fragrance, but just spray more. Spray more, put a little bit in a little pocket travel size, bring it with you, reapply. It's so affordable, it's worth every single penny. And the scent is just like, I love to smell this fragrance on a man. Like, it drives me wild, and I know that I represent the entire female race at this point. It's just undeniably good. But my second place, I have to give it to Bleu Electrique. And the reason that, I mean, there's just something about the Eau de Toilette. Like I said, there's something special about it. But the reason that I didn't want to put this as number one is just because it is so hard to find. And I do not want to see any of you guys out there buying this on eBay for 400 bucks. Get it in duty free somehow. It's close to the Eau de Toilette, but with a fun, interesting twist. I love the ginger. Get it overseas, not on eBay. And then my number three spot has to be the Eau de Parfum. I love the classiness of this, the professionalism. It smells like old money. It's very rich. The Clary Sage is really nice here, but not so closely related to the Eau de Toilette. It is definitely a far step away from that original DNA, but still really good. And last, in fourth place, we have the Le Parfum. It is very nice. The dry down isn't my absolute favorite though. It is way more mature in the dry down too. Kind of like a green, dark patchouli. I think that a man that really appreciates more like vintage style fragrances would really appreciate this. Great for a very bold man that wants to stand out and wants something more mature smelling. But guys, that was just my quick overview of the La Nuit de L'homme line from YSL. In my opinion, YSL makes some of the best designer fragrances. It's really just impossible to go wrong in their entire catalog. And they've been doing it forever, for decades now. I love their private collection, I love the Y line, and I love myself and the Nuit de L'homme and the L'homme line. Like, just everything from YSL, in my opinion, is so good. Amazing quality for the price and worth having in your collection, especially Nuit de L'homme, the Eau de Toilette. It's a piece of fragrance history. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment down below. What is your favorite Nuit de L'homme flanker? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.